This is a Slate Podcast, episode 35, take 1, and Slate. Welcome to Slate Podcast. Oh, hold on. That was terrible. Welcome to the Slate Podcast, the podcast where we talk about music, movies, and media. I'm your boy, George M. Gonzalez, and this is...
You're the boy, Dario E. Paredes.
You can't steal my...
Albertico here. Albertito.
My name is
That's
Jeff.
my middle name, by the way. I'm Alberto.
Albertito.
Albertico.
And very nice. And we're here to talk about Netflix's latest installment of Black Mirror, season 6. Okay.
Six.
And Marvel's latest installment of Secret Invasion.
Nice.
It is out for our viewing pleasure, so we just decided, hey, why not review it? Anyways, boys, I thoroughly enjoyed these shows, and I thought it was great. Anyways, and cut.
And cut.
I'm good.
That's
And
it.
wrap.
Bye.
That's it. I mean, that's
Adios.
that's all you need to
Yep,
know.
I'm easily pleased.
All right,
Pause. Anyway.
but the whole Black Mirror thing is out. Only episode 1 is out of Secret Invasion, so we're gonna review episode 1 of Secret Invasion and the whole season of Black Mirror. So let's start with Secret Invasion.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Invasion. Yep.
Is one episode. What do we think about the kickoff, the new Marvel show, Nick Fury? Where's he been? What's he doing? What's going on with the Skrulls?
Yeah.
Why is he's slow now? Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. This is all
Yeah,
spoilers.
spoiler alert, by the
Full
way.
spoilers for
So
everything.
if you haven't seen
Yep.
anything, go watch it first and then come back and watch it or
And then
listen to our beautiful sweet nothingness.
Nice.
So, boys, what did you think of Secret Invasion episode 1?
Let me tell you what I thought about Secret Invasion.
Mhm.
Secret Invasion was okay. It wasn't boring. I hear some people say that it was boring. I had a good time.
It was kind of boring.
Watching.
Jeff's
I had a good time watching Samuel L. Jackson doing his thing, bro. You know, like going around, meeting old friends, having tea or whatever that was, getting kidnapped, and then it was an old friend. It was interesting. It's interesting because it's Nick Fury and it's played by Samuel L. Jackson. So that's interesting. Obviously, some backstory. We haven't seen Nick Fury since, like, what, Far From Home? Because that was Daryl. It was not boring.
Dario.
It was better. Let me
wait
tell
your
you,
turn.
I had a better time watching this than
Don't
the Flash.
say it. Stop it.
The Flash is the most
my
mid thing I've seen in my
God.
life. But anyways, back to Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion, yes, it wasn't a strong start, and it also didn't help that they got caught up in this whole AI artwork thing. It became a like a thing that
Yeah.
people are talking about for
What are you referencing?
for bad reasons. So the first episode and maybe the whole series, sorry if you hear the echo, I have an empty apartment, but the whole series is
Very sad.
use,
That's so sad.
I just moved. I just moved in. Hold
I
on.
just moved 2 years ago. Okay. Sorry.
It's been 3 months. Hold on.
Okay.
Get off
No,
my-
but so in the first episode, they used like AI artwork for the intro. And even as I was watching, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I was watching, I was like, that looks like AI. It turns out they used AI, and some people didn't like that, so it became a controversy. And it's a shame that became the talking point. We lost Maria Hill in this episode, but everybody was talking about the AI. So it's a shame that they got caught up in all that. But I had a good time watching it, and I really hope they keep Maria Hill dead. I hope they don't tell us that she's alive, but yeah.
Dario,
Ain't no way she's dead.
wait your turn.
Ain't no
Dario.
way. What do you mean? It's done. All right, you go.
Go.
No, you go.
No,
No, please, ladies.
Oh my goodness. Somebody go.
So, I also thoroughly enjoyed it. I think The Flash is better, obviously.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Of course, it's a good movie.
That guy?
Unlike this guy.
I don't know where he's gonna be.
But anyways, no. For the first episode, not bad, and I didn't come in with like high expectations because I wasn't like super hyped about it. But I like the concept. I like the whole like, oh, anybody could be a Skrull, and then Nick Fury has to be the one to kind of deal with this whole sort of secret invasion thing. Um, but I did catch the AI intro like immediately. I was like, that's definitely AI. And then when news caught wind, I was like, yeah, I knew it. I'm not an advocate for that sort of thing because I do graphic design. But
They're gonna take your job, son.
yeah, well, it's ugly anyways. It's not like they'll do it and lack quality. Get the hell out of here.
I don't know. I think it was fine. It doesn't look bad. I mean, if people don't like it because it's AI, then that's a different thing.
Yeah, that's a different topic. But
It looks better than the CGI from the Flash. Tell you that much.
Jeff, can you log off for a second and let sane people talk?
Look, I'm
let people
speaking
with
truth.
taste.
I'm speaking my truth, my facts. Okay.
No, but
It's funny that you're just wrong
yeah,
about that.
I enjoyed it, and I'm not crazy about it. I thought that was pretty interesting that they killed Maria Hill. Spoilers at the end of this episode.
Hopefully.
I do like
Yeah.
because they take her at the end of it, or they take Nick Fury away from her at the end of the episode, and she's just laying there dead, and she didn't turn into a Skrull. So I thought it was cool. I was like, all right, let's. And it in the credits it says guest starring, like special guest starring, Colby Smulders.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so
So
she's
she's-
like dead.
Yeah, she might not be like in the rest of the.
Yeah. So that was cool. Two highlights: the actors. Ben Mendelsohn, who plays Talos, and oh no, don't lose her freaking name. What's her name?
Oh,
Emily Clark.
Yes.
Okay, who plays
Emily Clark, yeah.
daughter? Guy
Emilia Clark.
Amelia Clark, who plays his daughter. They're really good actors. Like I like seeing them, and they killed it. Especially Ben. He's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole Nick Fury thing, espionage type sort of stuff. I'm glad we're back on the ground with that. So yeah, that's how I feel.
I thought it was also an okay episode. I think the start was strong, actually.
Do you like the Flash better than this?
Of course. Why would you even
Yeah, I know.
ask such a
It's
question?
crazy question.
Okay.
I don't know. I just can't.
That's crazy.
Um,
You're crazy.
Of course, it's like no
Well,
question.
Daryl, has taste.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This screen, taste. That other screen, sorry, Jeff.
No taste.
One
Tasty.
day. But so
Nice.
I thought the episode started very good. I actually liked the intro with what's his name?
The guy from
Hobbit.
Black Panther.
The Hobbit. Yeah, the Hobbit.
Martin
and
Freeman.
yeah,
Martin
yeah,
Freeman.
Martin
Yeah.
Freeman and this other dude who gets killed and he's fine, and then he runs off. Turns out that he was a Skrull. Shocker. I kind of knew that. And then and so that was all like very intense and interesting, and I feel like the first part of that section was good, and then it slows way down. Like when Fury comes, and then he's just kind of like, okay, what's going on? Oh, the Skrulls now want to take over the world, and it's either humans or Skrulls. They're gonna kill all the humans. Shoot! I'm like, first of all, I'm like, the stakes are too high for this. Like, this is like almost like a Avengers threat. If they're planning to wipe out the whole humans, this is a lot. And so, unless it's like they don't even have the means to do it, seems like. But that's their plan anyway. And then the whole thing with him, and then walking and meeting their old friends, and then it kind of takes a while. Then he goes to a bar with her, and they kind of setting something up about. She says like, "You are losing your steps. Somebody's gonna get hurt." Ends up she was the person getting hurt. But that whole section was kind of like slow, even all the way to discovering that Emilia Clarke is his daughter, and then she's with them. The mom gets killed because of them. And then at the end, even the whole ending section with the bomb, I didn't find it too interesting. So the beginning
Really?
had me, and then it kind of slowed down after that. And it was kind of like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. And yeah, I just found it very, very slow. They need to do something in the next episode to keep it interesting. Unless they do something very interesting and cool and keep the tension going, I probably won't even watch the rest of the show. That's how I
Well,
feel. I
this
feel
was the
episode
setup.
2, yeah, but there are better.
So
setups.
they're putting all the pieces together. Like that's a very interesting thing that we're seeing. With Emilia Clarke's how she has this like back and forth with the dad, and she's like almost in the middle of like those people and her father. You know, like she's
Yeah.
like
The rebels.
No.
almost undecided.
I get it. I guess like as a concept, it's good, but the execution is just very not well done. So I feel like for example, Moon Knight, that grabbed me from the very beginning. It had a very compelling first episode. I felt like this did not hold up to that, including like the other shows I've seen Marvel. So like episode two, I'll give it a chance. Episode two, they have to do something really out there for me to keep. If it's just more of this, it's not my type of show.
Can I?
Just-
I can ask you something, and this might be a dumb question, but I don't think you can compare this to Moon Knight because Moon Knight was a whole different thing. I think you can, and I know it's a
different-
movie, but this is
different
more like
genre?
Winter Soldier. You know, so like,
but it's a Marvel show. Of course, you can compare them.
right? Well, no, but like Moon Knight
Like a-
was like more fantasy.
Yeah,
This
you're
is
saying
more like
genre.
espionage.
Genre wise.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
sure. I mean, all the shows are different.
Could you
I mean,
argue that maybe
She-Hulk-
Winter Soldier also didn't have? Well, actually, it had a great start. Never mind. I was gonna
Yeah.
make a point. Never mind. Forget that point because
Well, you
the
have to say
start
that
of
the
Winter
start-
Soldier was amazing. So never
Yeah.
mind. That was-
Let me see. WandaVision. You know how you remember when people were like,
Yes.
these first two episodes are like
Yeah.
we don't know yet.
And
Like,
a lot of people dropped off because of that.
Because of
honestly.
that,
and I
yeah.
get it. I was intrigued by it. It's not. It's definitely a choice. Like it's interesting enough to you're like, what's happening? Like you keep watching just to see where they go from it. Like the '50s black and white thing was interesting enough. Although I talked to like my cousin, I talked to him about the show, and he was like, I didn't like the first two episodes. I just stopped watching. I was like, you gotta keep watching because it turns into a different thing, and like,
Yeah.
and then that makes sense. And so, but WandaVision, you can't judge the first episode because they're trying something different for sure. But you can still judge them all as far as like Marvel. You know, yeah, they're different genres, they're
Elaborate.
different styles, but they're all Marvel shows. So they've done good at their own thing, and they could have done this episode better. It could have been more intense, more thrilling, more interesting to keep up with in that genre. So that's why I compare it to Moon Knight in its own genre. It was a very interesting start. This did not grab me the way Moon Knight grabbed me in their own perspective genres.
I do feel like Nick Fury is more of a passive protagonist in this first episode, and until he gets all the pieces near the end is when he starts becoming more progressive, like pushing the plot. You know what I mean? Like when he gets there, everybody's telling him what's what, and he's following like, his own sort of
Yeah.
thing. Towards the end, he starts kind of going with the flow and starting to engage in things that he wants to do.
Yeah,
But I do like the notion of like everybody's reminding him that Thanos' snap changed him.
yeah.
Right?
And
Uh,
they're setting up his arc right there. That's like yeah. He's not the man that he used to be. He used to be 3 steps. Maybe he's too old now. I don't
Well,
find that too compelling show premise.
Something I heard after Endgame years ago was that, before Endgame, before Infinity War, Nick Fury was on top of everything. He knew everything. You can't do nothing without him knowing. But when he got snapped, he was gone for 5 years. So now we're seeing the consequences of him being gone for 5 years. Things happened. There's new people taking over places, and I think that's why he went to space, because he was just like, man, I've been gone for 5 years, and now I'm not on the loop. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's interesting to see him struggle with that, because we went from seeing a Nick Fury that was on top of everything, and now we're seeing this Nick Fury that's like, is he faking it? Is he just pretending not to, playing dumb?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's interesting.
Character wise, yeah, that's a good thing. For him.
It doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't interest me. I get it again, like on paper, but like seeing it, I'm not grabbed by that. I guess I was never really a Nick Fury fan anyway.
Oh, why? How dare you?
I will
mean,
say
his
one
biggest
more thing.
Cool.
His biggest role is in Captain Marvel. So
Avengers, the first Avengers, he played a big part.
That's
I
true.
think you need a.
Winter Soldier.
Mm,
Oh, which by the way,
And
I wanted to bring that up as far as like Maria dying. He dies in Winter Soldier, right? Is it that Winter Soldier?
yeah.
yeah,
Like legit, like dies on the table, flatlines. Oh my god! Maybe she's doing sort of the same thing. Maybe here's my theory.
I hope not.
Flip it. Maria is trying to
Hold
get
on. Your theories lately have been.
crap. All right. Theory. Clip right here. Theory.
Clip it.
Maria Hill is trying to get out by faking her own death, or at least
Get out of what?
Yeah.
the system. They talk about
What
her
system?
the
Shield?
shield. She's trying to get out
Wait,
of
Shield doesn't exist
Yeah,
anymore.
shield's not a thing.
Whatever they're working, they're working. They're working.
What are they working?
Yeah. Why do they work? He's in space. She's
I
on
think
Earth.
they're like underground type of,
No.
Well, he's trying to develop a what's it called, saber, right?
Well-
in space.
Oh,
They-
Saber. Which
in
one?
Valley-
It was Sword, and they changed it, but whatever.
Yeah, what's up with that? That's weird.
So
Yeah.
they have that little conversation, okay? And she says, like, it's not too late to get out. You always tell me it's never too late to get out, or something like that. She says
I
something like,
forget.
to,
I
to-
forgot.
to admit something about.
yeah, but
to
she
not lie.
no. They talk about lying, but then she's like telling him, like, you always tell me, it's not too late to get out, or like to know when you're done. And like basically, she says something about getting out because she's trying to get him to like accept, like, hey, you are kind of like, you're getting old. You're not the same. You're not as good as you were. Maybe you should get out now before somebody gets hurt. But she says something in the realm of, you always tell me that I can get out whenever I want. So I feel like that could be a setup for her leaving intentionally. Maybe she didn't get shot intentionally, but maybe she'll use this as faking her death and just escaping somewhere.
I hope not, because I just want to, I was shocked. I did not think they were going to kill anyone in this episode. So when that happened, I was genuinely shocked. Like, oh, whoa, like, okay, we're doing this. I hope it stays that way. So
I'm, fool me once, shame on you. Fool
shame
me
on
twice,
you. Yeah.
shame on me. So
Fool me 3 times. No, never mind.
So
That was J. Cole.
Marvel doesn't tend to kill people, so I will not believe it until time has passed and we really haven't seen her, or they somehow have a funeral for her.
When's the last
Even
time
then.
they brought somebody back?
They brought somebody back.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened like 100 times.
Name one. What's the latest one? Like,
Nick Fury.
Yo,
He's
Nick
not
Fury
latest
was
one,
the
but you
last
said
time.
name one.
no, name the latest one. What's the last time they did it?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Dario.
No.
She's dead. That's my theory.
Okay.
I hope.
She's not dead.
I
man.
hope-
Fool me
I hope.
twice. Shame
Um,
on me.
I do hope. The action's pretty cool too. I'd like when
The action was-
Talos
She's
kicks
good.
butt.
She's good.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move on to Black Mirror? Because this is not a Secret Invasion.
So we're gonna pick it up. Are we gonna pick it up mid-season and then end of season?
yes, mid
Is that what
season.
we're doing?
We can
All
do
right,
a
so we'll come
mid-season.
back.
Yeah, we'll be back with this. Anyways, enjoy, people. Hope you like it. Now on to Black Mirror, right? The blackest mirror of all. Boys, tell me. You guys are advocates for this show.
Black Mirror, more like White Wall. Put a sound effect right there. So I'm talking about the I'm talking about the opposite of Black Mirror. This was
Black Mirror. Hold on, bro. What just happened?
I just so what I'm trying to say right off the bat is that Black Mirror, this is the worst season of Black Mirror. I'm just gonna put it out there. They might as well
Worst season.
rename this White Wall.
Still stuck. Okay. please.
Well,
It's the opposite
No.
of Mirror. Should I
I'm still-
explain
no,
that?
and I don't think that's a hot take, to be honest, because
Oh, gosh.
I don't think it was horrible. But yeah, when you compare it to the other seasons, the previous seasons, they all those seasons have had multiple good episodes that leave you
Yeah.
like, whoa, that was crazy.
I mean,
in this season, the Joan is horrible or something.
Awful.
Is awful.
Yeah, John is
That was
awful.
the one that did it for me. But then the other episodes, it was like when I told you guys in the chat, when I said they should have been longer, I didn't mean it just for the sake of being longer, but I think all those episodes, they needed like maybe one or two more scenes where they just give you a little more, or they give
Yeah.
you a twist.
Well, I don't think they needed to. I mean, one episode is an hour and 20. Like the episode,
That was the
the space,
Beyond
Space.
the Sea.
yeah, Beyond the Sea
Beyond the Sea
episode. Yeah, that one's like an hour and 20. They
Well,
did
that-
not need
that's-
anything extra. They just needed to.
I didn't
do
like
better.
the ending. I didn't like the ending.
Yeah, it sucked. Okay, let's go. Should we go through the episodes?
Let's go through it. Let's go through it.
Yeah, we could go
Yeah,
through
yeah.
it. I would like to
I gotta
point
look it
out
up.
that I did not
Let's start with
not hate
Joan.
this season.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. What's your
Joan.
thought?
Joan.
What's your thought on the whole season
Joan.
first?
Okay.
I didn't hate it. I was, I'm not religious watcher like you guys,
Yes.
but I was like, yeah, it was all right. Now, do I know where the bad stuff is? Yeah, absolutely. Like Beyond the Sea, I was hoping for like a big revelation at the end, and no, it was just exactly what we thought would happen.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
I guess this is just really disappointing
Mhm.
to the people who are hardcore Black Mirrors like me,
I
and
think
I think Jeff too.
I think you're just the most disappointed.
It's just because
And
my expectation was so high.
Yeah, because every
No, I feel
Yeah.
you because they set the bar so high.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Every episode, we'd finish and I'd be like, all right, not bad. And then Daryl would be like, I hate this. This is the worst.
Yeah.
This sucks.
I'm
And then
sick
like
of
we'd
this.
be going to bed and he'd still be sitting there like, what the hell was that episode even for?
Bruh.
Like, it's like Daryl's fine.
I feel you though because I felt that way too. I was like, especially when we get to this episode, there's one episode where it ended, and I was like, "There's no way they just ended like this. Like, there's no way."
So
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
comparison, after this whole thing, we watched what's that one called? Shut Up and Dance.
Yeah, shut up and dance.
And I was like,
Yeah, I needed a
Damn.
palate cleanser.
yeah, yeah. It was,
After that
we,
season.
we mainly watched it for him.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I needed a
he-
palate
He
cleanser.
was like, let's watch a good episode. Jeff, it's the one about where he gets the guy does something bad online and he gets a text message to start
Doing stuff.
doing stuff.
And
with
he
people.
Oh.
and they got him on video, so he has to do what the text says. This is
That
like
was crazy.
that episode
that
is famously
revelation,
Yeah.
boy,
Right, that twist at the end?
Wait, what was the twist?
Okay, so he
I don't know if we should say online, but basically he does a
Whoa.
no thing online.
yes,
Is that the
I
one
mean,
with the pig?
No,
No, with the cake.
No.
Cake.
Have you seen the pig one? Okay.
No.
That was also messed up.
The cake.
So
Remember the cake?
the cake.
Cake.
The,
So no,
yeah.
I mean he's not gonna remember the details.
he robs a bank. He robs a bank.
So here's the thing. He gets in
I
his
forgot.
computer and he does the dirty by himself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
And they
I
get him
remember
on
that.
video.
yeah,
and
yeah.
then at the end he's doing all these things so they don't leak the video. And at the end turns out he was looking at kids.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
the twist. That's the
Yeah,
twist.
yeah.
That he's like looking at kids.
I was like,
Yeah, because I remember them being
Equally.
like, "What's the big deal?" Like everybody does
yeah,
it.
yeah. One of the
Yeah, yeah,
guys, which is the dude from Game of Thrones, he's the guy who's like he has to go rob a bank with him, and then when they're talking
Yeah.
about like, hey, what did they get you for? The adult, he's like, oh, he was gonna sleep with a prostitute basically, and then he's like, what did you
Yeah.
do? And he tells him, and he's like, oh, that's not that bad. Everybody does it. And he's like, you
Yeah.
can see him. He's like almost crying, and then at the end they reveal.
yeah, and I like that. I like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
at the end, like we were talking about how we go back to the details and how he like looks at the kid's drawing or like hugs the little girl. I was sitting
horror.
there like,
But let's go through this season.
anyway, that's a
So-
good episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
comparison.
So
Yeah.
the way you look it up, because they're obviously Game of Thrones, Black Mirror, you don't have to watch in order. You can technically watch them in whatever order, but
Is that called anthology?
I don't know.
What do people call those series where it's like you don't need to watch them in order?
I don't remember.
Or is that the one season type anthology series? That's a limited series. I don't know. But anyways,
Anyways,
Yeah.
it says here that Joni's Awful is technically the first episode.
Okay.
So
For
you guys
some
wanna,
reason, I thought that the ones at the bottom are the first ones because when you add new episodes, they will show at the top. I guess I was thinking of Disney Plus. So
yeah. Well, when you click on season 6, it puts you on the Joni's Awful episode. So that's why I thought that was the first one. But anyway, let's go through
Okay.
Joni's
I don't think it
Awful.
matters.
I don't think it doesn't matter. They don't have any rhyme or reason. Doesn't matter which way you watch them. So Joni's Awful.
you're not too far from the microphone. It looks like
Who, me?
George.
Oh,
No,
George.
George.
Yes,
So I am
he's always
trying
far.
to be a little closer.
Yeah, don't get too far. All right, sorry.
So Joni's Awful on Netflix, on Streamberry. So I want to say that Joni's Awful is probably the most Black Mirror episode out of all of them. Probably.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, it's because Black Mirror to me was like something that deals with technology in a sort of way. Like how can technology be used progressively but for the bad? Like it's so invasive that it kind of you can see where the world can go. And like even that episode we're talking about, Shut Up and Dance, it's really it always has like an under message
Undertone?
yeah, about or no when you speak on something,
Commentary.
a commentary. It always has a
Commentary.
commentary on something. So even the Shut Up and Dance is about like internet viruses and like secure and privacy. Really, it's what it is about. Like, yes, you're always being watched. This is true. I mean, we know we're always being listened to by
Oh,
Apple.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
they
Yeah.
got our info. But even that episode is kind of commentary on that. So Joni's Awful is, I guess, it's a commentary on
Streaming
people's-
services.
streaming
and, like,
services.
and, like what they allow, and also like what's it called? Like
AI.
The terms and conditions.
The terms and conditions that you sign off on.
CGI, that sort of thing.
AI, like the whole
Yeah.
show is AI. That's hilarious.
That's fun.
Especially with what's going on right now, like the timing is perfect for that. And they
Yeah.
kind of make, and they kind of, I kind of was surprised. It kind of Netflix is like making fun of himself. So I wonder how like the writer of this episode got it approved, because yeah, they changed the name to Streamberry, but then when you
But
they
even the
scroll,
sound.
the sound, and then when they
The
scroll,
effects and
It was
everything?
obvious.
Yeah.
when the show comes up on the screen, it's Netflix, and so they're obviously
Yeah,
just playing
yeah.
with that and making fun of themselves. And
That's
and-
self-aware. I
yeah.
like that.
So the plot, real quick. I'm just gonna summarize the plot real quick. Justin Software is this lady who's just going out through his day. She seems nice, but she just has to fire somebody. That's kind of her job. And then when she gets home, she starts watching a show, and turns out that it was that day of her life in the show. Like literally what happened that day. But it's obviously a little more dramatized. And throughout those circumstances, her boyfriend ends up leaving. Salma Hayek is the actress on that, and she calls that, and she like gets a lawyer because they're ruining her life. They're making her seem awful, and turns out that she signed her
Her rights.
her rights
Like
away
her
to that
Yeah.
show. And then I don't want to make it too long. By the end, her and Salma Hayek don't like the show, so they break into Netflix's Streamberry's headquarters to like break the AI thing. And then at the end, they do a little bit what they like to do, where they mess with like what's it called, like artificial intelligence being
AI.
alive or not, or like like if you
Oh,
create
these are people too.
yeah, type
'cause
deal.
Yeah.
Because at the end, when she's about to break it, she's like, "If you break it, we all technically die because we're in this show, and we don't know we're in the show. But now that we're in the show, we're gonna die if you do it." So they kind of play with it, with that concept, which they've done before in other episodes. Like even AI, technically, if they don't know they're AI, or even if they know, they still have feelings and thoughts. So are they human? Is that alive? So they kind of play with that, but at the end, she ends up breaking it, and turns out she's doing better now that her life is not awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you guys think about
Two
this episode?
things. Two things. I thought maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I also thought that this was gonna be like the message was gonna be of because you know how the show starts and it's her whole day. I thought this was gonna be a message on if like speaking to us, like if you knew that your day was gonna be on a streaming show every day, every night, how would you act? Like, would you try to be a better person?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that's what they were trying to tell us, and maybe they were in a way. So
And
that
I
was
think
something
that
that I
made
walked through.
Yeah, it made it interesting because on that point, she makes her day like worse in order to get the attention of Salma Hayek. You know, like she does
Right.
terrible
Yeah. So
stuff. Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
yeah. So, but at least I mean, it spoke to me in that way, and it sticked in my head. Like, oh man, if maybe that's a good way of living. Like, if you knew your day would end up on Netflix every night,
Yeah.
maybe you will make an effort to be a better person.
And I thought.
And
Sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
sorry, and second thing, I really loved that moment when they were in the headquarters and Michael Cera is there.
Yeah,
and he's
that's
explaining
hilarious.
to him that we're just level 2 or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I had to rewind because they blew my mind a little bit. Like, oh, this is cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they're like breaking their thing, like reality. And I even put myself in her shoes, like realizing, like, I would be like losing my mind. Like, wait, we're not real. Like, what's, you know,
Yeah.
the AI became aware, like you said.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And even the little moment when he showed the footage of the actual Annie in like her office, but even the footage that they use looks like some webcam footage. So it's like they're just showing you what they are seeing when they're watching us through the webcam. So that was a little creepy, but it was cool, like to
Yeah.
see that detail. But yeah, this was my favorite episode.
Yeah, I agree. I thought what I thought was gonna happen again when you have on Black Mirror episodes, they can go 100 different ways, and this is what kind of disappointed me in all these episodes because they can go many different ways, and seems like they just for a lot of them just decided to go with the most boring option. So for like this one, like you were saying, like if you're always being watched, like what do you do? And like when she has that moment with the guy in bed, and then he's like, "Yo, this is so public now. Like everybody's watching this." I thought it's like, yeah, like what do you do when people who you interact, even your private moments, are now public? Like you don't have.
I'll
a
throw my
private
phone
moment.
away. I'll just throw my phone in the
I
trash.
think they can still somehow.
Yeah,
Nah,
in that
nah.
world, somehow they'll find.
Yeah, they have webcams everywhere. So, but still, like, what would you do? You know, like if every moment was public, how do you interact with people? People are gonna see you and be like, "Oh, I don't want to be in the show," and like run off. Or some people are just gonna chase you down just to be in the show. Like I thought they wouldn't explore that more, but then they went completely different direction.
Yeah. It was more about the AI side of things.
Yeah.
I think.
I
Which
think it
is
would have been
topical right now.
So at the end, she decides to destroy the thing. Well, no, she actually doesn't. It was
Yeah.
because the Joan before her is
Did it.
destroying the thing. But I think it would have been more interesting if the AI version decided to destroy it. It's just like choice, you know, making the hard decision.
Well, she did say like, "Well, the real Joan already decided to do this, so I don't have a choice."
Yeah,
about
and then
breaking it.
that's the thing is like we've been following this Joan the whole time, not
Yeah.
the real Joan. So
Right.
if that was the case, then I'd be like, that's interesting.
You know what I thought too, real quick? I thought for a moment I was like, how deep are we gonna go into this? Because when they showed the other level with the other actress, what's her name? Something Blanchett?
Oh, Kate Blanchett. I know-
Yeah.
Hella from
When they
Thor.
showed her, I was like, oh my God, how deep are we gonna go into this?
Yeah,
But they stopped there. But I was like preparing myself, like, okay, we're gonna go for a ride.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
So-
crazy.
And this is also something that's kind of common. I saw the twist coming also miles away. Like from the beginning, I was saying, well, if that's a show, then this what we're watching could be a show. And I just didn't know exactly like what angle they were gonna go on it, especially because I didn't know that actress. Apparently, that actress is from Schitt's Creek or something. I don't know, some show I haven't seen.
That's the one. Yeah.
And so I was like, if I would have known it, I was like, okay, for sure. But I didn't know she was really famous. But I'm like, somehow this is also a show, a part of the show. Like this could be virtual as well. So it turns out that was correct. Of course, I didn't see the, she being famous and like, the levels to it. But I was like, somehow this is also a show. But out of all of them, this one had probably, I would say, the best twist at the end. Even though
You know what I
was
was thinking?
Which is
It
not
was
a
predictable.
high bar.
It's not a
for
high
this
bar.
season, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of predictable as well. But hey,
You know what I was thinking? Like, how cool would it have been? Actually, this would have been scary, like, because I'm by myself. But how cool would it have been if they end the show and they somehow find a way to look at you in your living room and now you're in the show
I would have.
and they end it like that, bro?
I
Bro,
said that.
I'm throwing my phone at the screen. Like, I would freak out, bro. At first, I would be like, "Yeah, that's pretty good," but
Yeah.
then I'd be like freaking out, dude. Like, what is going on?
if we had profile pictures on Netflix, they use your profile and they put it on somebody.
Yo,
No, yeah,
that would have been
because
insane.
you pick an icon. But what if they like?
But it's
make
not your
icon-
picture.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying like, what if they? That'd be funny.
No, but I mean,
No,
like, what
if they
your
go on your
icon-
Instagram, what if they go on your Instagram?
No,
they
that-
take
that-
your picture.
That'd be
they,
too much.
But I have a security camera. They could easily do that with me. Like,
So no, but
I
I'm
have a
saying
security
like,
camera.
if your icon was actually just a profile picture on Netflix, they could have done it.
Yeah, and just
You
put
know?
it on somebody's face.
Somebody's face, yeah, to track it. It looked horrible,
I
but
would've
at
been
least
like-
something. But when we were
Yo.
watching it, I was like, "What if we're in the show?" you know, and like it cuts to a scene of us at work.
It just shows us.
Yeah.
in the living room.
yeah.
What?
Wait a minute. Shut up.
That'd be
But
crazy.
also, bro, it's scary though because they also comment on how we just never read the terms and conditions on
That's right.
anything, and they could literally be doing wild things that we don't even know.
yeah,
And because
you
we
agree
never
to.
show me somebody that has ever read the terms and conditions.
There's people.
Nobody
for that,
reads
but-
them. Nobody.
No, but there is people you hire for it. That's about it.
So that's wild. That's
This is
wild.
wild.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that is probably the strongest episode in this season.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
So should we go down a notch to the next episode, which is not bad.
Let's go
either.
through them quickly because
Yeah.
we're at 38 minutes.
Yeah, we're running out of time. So next episode is called Luck Henry. And the description of the episode, as it says here, a young couple travel to a sleepy Scottish town to start work on a gentle
That good.
nature
Scotland.
documentary, but find themselves drawn to a juicy local story involving shocking events of the past.
That was the most boring one.
Yo, what? No.
Nah, I loved it, Jeff. It's from Scotland.
Yeah, that guy.
It wasn't funny though.
Oh, God.
That bar guy, I could.
Did I do it right?
What?
Cringing.
I am cringing. Cringe level 9,000.
Woo! Felt that one.
Bro, that's my Scottish accent, bro. Stop hating.
That Scottish guy, the bar guy, I could understand like
That's
25% of what he
true
said.
Scott.
Like,
I had the text.
yeah,
on
yeah.
his
I
ass.
turned that on because I was like, I don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
He was the best part of the show.
He
Or
was.
the episode.
It was. So, but yeah, they go there to film a documentary on nature, and then there's this local story that they don't get any tourists anymore because a killer killed some couple a long time ago.
This was a commentary on serial killer documentaries, and I thought that was interesting. Definitely.
Yeah.
Can I ask? Did they explain why she doesn't have eyebrows?
See?
So obviously she has
Because
eyebrows.
that took me out, bro. That took me out.
The whole time I was like, "Where are her eyebrows?
Why?
So-
where are they? Where are they?
Where are they?" Like they would do close-ups on her, and I'd be like,
No, but you
"Where
can see
did
it.
they go?
Where they go?
No.
Where are they, Darius?"
Well, let me tell you.
Did they explain it, Daryl?
No, they don't explain it, but I can tell you. She just hasn't bleached.
No, Daryl.
Yes,
Barely.
So it's an
100%.
artistic choice.
Yeah, it's an artistic
No,
choice.
if they're bleached, they'd be like white and there.
Or blonde. They just kind of bleach, and so
Nothing.
they blend with her skin.
Zero.
She has hair, and you
She
can
has
see it.
No, I
He's
think they
so-
were bleached. I think they were bleached.
No,
but-
bleach turns your hair white. Yeah.
Not necessarily.
No, but-
you can turn it like kind of blonde.
No, it's like Kanye's wife. She has them bleached too. And it looks a little
Kanye has a
weird.
wife?
but-
Yeah.
Kanye's married.
He's married again. I didn't know he married her, but
It's a whole nother
married
thing, bro.
somebody?
I know he had a girlfriend.
I thought he was.
You thought he was single.
No, well, yes, but I thought he just broke up.
And
with-
my guy, he's got a type.
No, that's been a
He's
while.
got a type.
Oh boy. Okay.
All right, we're not talking about
That's a
that.
different topic.
Anyway, she has eyebrows. That's a tangent. Doesn't matter. Doesn't
They're-
have anything to do.
it's
with
But it
you
wasn't
said.
in the show. It wasn't like a reason in the show.
Well, they're definitely.
They're artists. That's what they're. She's like an artist person, so she
Bro,
would do
it took
something
me
like
out,
that.
bro. Like she's
Yeah.
pretty, bro. She's pretty, but it took me out.
No,
It's like
no,
you
like,
took the
take me out.
opacity of the eyebrows and went down to like 30.
Anyways, so this episode.
You think that was CGI?
Yeah, bro. I think they CGI'd her eyebrows. Like what they did with Superman in Justice League.
Bro, they used like the AI. They used the AI to.
Dude, that was the AI girl. Her
It was
face
the AI.
That's
It was
the-
all connected,
Yeah.
Daryl. Come on, bro.
Anyways,
Clip it.
Clip it. Send it. We're gonna. pay
You
for
know who
this.
did that? God did.
God did.
So the next episode is called Beyond the Sea. Should we move on? It seems like we're not going to be able to talk about this episode.
No, it
Eyebrows.
was.
We're gonna
It
name
was pretty
this
entertaining.
episode is gonna be called "Where Are Her Eyebrows?" We're gonna name the episode.
This episode is brought to
don't-
you by Anthony Davis.
Don't tempt me. When I do the thumbnail.
I'm trying, guys. I can't.
Sorry. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
All right. So Beyond the Sea, in an alternative 1969.
Wait, did you like the last episode?
Yes.
Did you like?
I'm moving on. It's fine. It's,
Jeff, did you like it?
It was
it
mid.
It was. Ugh.
I liked it. I liked
like-
it. I liked it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know how it fits into the Black Mirror, other than like kind of loosely being like, oh, it's a documentary, and so they're
Yeah.
making a
There was
movie.
there was a quick connection in the previous episode where they showed the documentary that they worked on.
Really?
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
Within the seasons, they have like
Yeah.
I wanted to point out the thumbnail for it has a cassette, like an old VCR
a
thing.
cassette.
VCR tape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cassette.
And- cassette.
Cassette is a whole different thing.
Okay, well I'm stupid, but the VCR tape.
Yeah.
It has that, but it's cracked, right? Like the black.
Oh yes, yes.
So
yes,
I
yes.
think that's what they were going. I pointed this out to you. I think that's what they were going for this season was like older
Yes.
technology or like old timey stuff because
I mean, they do use Premiere though.
yes, but I mean like he uses like the VCR tape, for the
Right,
camera.
right.
He uses an old camera, and also like majority of the episodes are like kind of aesthetically old. Not almost, not really old, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I think that's their idea.
Yeah, I honestly did like this episode. Again, the whole time, the only thing that bothered me was not the eyebrows. It was the whole time, I'm like, how is this a Black Mirror episode? I don't know. Yes, because I see Black Mirror like as a technology, commentary on technology type. And it doesn't have to be super technology based, but something to that effect. But this was just like an episode of these people trying to make a documentary. They change their minds. They do it on this very personal murder. And then the whole twist at the end of,
This is his parents.
his parents. His parents were the one doing that.
Yeah,
And
I like
then
that.
and then he kind of still makes the documentary, but he's like so sad because his parents were like crazy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah, the studio he was with, like they take it and run with it.
yeah, they're wrong, and they're just
Yeah.
making money off of his tragic
I
story.
thought the freaking girl was gonna come back at the end because she like
She-
fell and hit her head in the freaking
She
water.
died in the most stupid way. I mean,
But I think that's
If
the
she had
point, right?
eyebrows, they would have made the
they
fall
would have.
less
Yeah, they
painful.
would have cushioned the fall. We're gonna get canceled in the future.
for eyebrows,
Yes, for
I
that.
think you're fine.
No,
I think
no.
you can make fun of her eyebrows
But I think that's the point.
or
is
lack
that-
thereof. Anyway,
Anyways, but isn't that the point that she dies stupid? And in the thing they make, it's like so tragic because they took his girlfriend also, drama, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if it was on purpose, it's still I don't like it.
Well,
She
there I
just
am.
she could have got I don't know she could have
Also, it was an old lady. Like
yeah I was like what is she gonna do to you? That's what I'm
she
saying.
could have
Like,
just
even-
stolen the car and go.
like the threat wasn't even that the whole time. Like yes, when she's like going on, that she's realizing what's going on, and she's in the house. That's intense. But after she gets out, and she's just like, "Get out!" And then she's like, "Get in the car. Come on, I'm not gonna hurt you." And it's like,
I have your eyebrows.
I took your eyebrow. So like
I have
seem
them.
it didn't seem that much of a threat for her to go into the water and just fall and hit her head. Stupid. So
Maybe she was looking for the eyebrow.
that doesn't even make any sense.
That's funny.
Okay, let's move on. Bro.
Anyway,
Let's move on.
Beyond the
You're
Sea.
crazy.
Beyond the Sea.
Beyond the
What was
sea.
it? That last one? Log Henry is my second favorite. Anyway,
Really? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah. Beyond the Sea. In an alternative 1969, which is when we first landed on the moon, two men on a, say that word,
Perilous.
perilous high-tech mission wrestle with the consequences of an unimaginable tragedy.
What? Is that the freaking
That's the description.
log line for the
Yes, it is. That's the log line for it.
two men in a perilous high-tech mission wrestle with the consequences of an unimaginable tragedy.
So, who wants to summarize this episode very fast?
There's these two guys. They both live lives. And also, I got a question that
Live
breaks
li-
the episode's
They do.
logic.
Oh,
I have
shoot.
a question that breaks the episode's logic.
Hit
But
me.
first, okay. So there's two guys. They live on two different places, and it turns out that they're doing this thing in the moon, but they didn't have to go to
not
the
in
moon.
Not in the
Space.
moon. They're,
Not
they're
in,
in
the,
the
in space.
spaceship.
They're in space.
Yeah.
They're in space, and when you're in space, you're away from your family and society. So the solution for that is that they made them these replica bodies for them to stay on Earth, so you can do things with your family and your wife, and you don't have to feel lonely up there. And so every Friday they have to go over there, and and it's like a transfer of your conscience. So you're up there and on Earth, and it's like so real, and it's like you're there. And then one of them loses his replica because it was a hate crime or something against the replica. And then he goes a little crazy because they murder his family in front of him. And so the other one feels bad. So he's like, yo, I'll let you borrow mine. He's like, oh, cool, man. And then he does that, and he starts getting a little fresh with the wife. The wife is like, yo, my husband doesn't touch me enough. So they start painting.
But she
and
doesn't
then,
say that. He just figures that out. Anyway, keep going.
But it's true though. And so then she starts painting the house, and it gets to a point where he got a little too frisky, and she's like, yo, what are you doing? I don't like you doing that to me. And then she tells the husband, and he gets mad, and then he finds out, and apparently they never did anything, but the other guy, he finds drawing, because the other guy draws. He likes to paint. That's why he went to Earth with the other guy's body, and he found like pictures of his wife, naked and stuff. And so he freaked out, and he didn't like that. So he confronted the guy. And so they get into a little confrontation. And then the days later, I forget the names, but the one that has this replica still, he gets an alert. He's like, oh, I got to go back to space. So they do. And then he tricked them into going out to fix something, while the other guy went into the other guy's replica, and he killed his whole family. So now they're even, and that was like the big twist or reveal, whatever.
And then the way it ends is he
and
comes
the way it
back
ends-
after he sees his family murder, and the guy's just sitting there, and he pulls a chair basically
Like,
sit
yeah.
down. I'm like, what do they have to talk about? He's
What?
gonna kill you. That's it.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
fight it
The
out.
whole episode, I was like, crash it into the earth. Crash with their driving into the earth.
And look, here's where this
nothing to talk
episode,
about.
bro, the concept was there, the actors were there. Here's where
Aaron Paul.
this is the question.
Aaron
This is
freaking
where
Paul.
it breaks. Ready? This is what breaks the episode.
Break it.
Okay. Yeah. Go on.
In the episode, these spacemen, they're up in space,
That is true.
and they have bodies that stay on Earth. Why didn't they make the replica bodies the ones that are in space, and they could just stay on Earth?
Because they made them while they were in space.
No, they made them when they
No.
were on Earth.
Did they?
And Earth.
Yes,
On
It says
Earth.
that specifically. That's why he can't get another one.
They never give a reason of why the actual people they just couldn't stay on Earth.
I can come up with a reason though.
Why?
Like if something happens to the replicas and they need someone like, somebody to come and fix it, no one's up there. They can do it on Earth.
But you're gonna risk the actual people and not the replica?
Yeah, but then how do you get the spaceship back?
With the replica.
No, but what if
You
something
lose
happens to
it. But a human life is more valuable.
I guess there's a lot that can go wrong, more that can go wrong by having the replicas up there.
Nah.
I mean, if they perfect it, I would say yes. But I get what you're saying. I mean, it's a good point. But I can come up with in-world reasons why they couldn't do it. Maybe
I just
maybe
wish
like
they
the
would have
charging
given.
station, they couldn't take it. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go. I mean, I get
I
it.
wish-
It does make sense though what you're saying.
Yeah.
I wish they would have given an explanation of why they have to be the ones that are in space. you know?
Yes. Yes, I mean, you're right. I mean, I hadn't thought about that, and it does make sense. Just send the replicas, not the actual people.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, there could be a lot of reasons, but they don't
I
explain it.
think also there's nobody to fix them because they said this is the only one they're doing. They're not gonna make a whole other one.
Yeah, but the reason why he loses his replica is because they cut it apart and they set it on fire. Like, there's nothing to fix.
They did that?
That's what they said. I mean, he cuts his arm off,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think they said like they destroyed the replica.
Well, they did.
Like they
They also
destroyed the
destroyed
replica.
the family.
Right. But the other thing that they didn't explain that I'll say just upset me a little bit is like, what are they doing in space? That's so important.
Yeah.
That they have to be there for like 6
They
years.
never
Don't say it.
explain it.
They never explain it. The
say
most they
They
give
were
us is
looking
like,
for the eyebrows. That's where they.
I guess we can't find it on Earth. Let's go to space.
Shit, guys, we got a reading in space. I think they're up there.
Hey, they could be up there.
The most explanation we get is like this plant room. They have like a garden room or something, and then do something in the garden room.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the most explanation we get. We don't get any like. I know it doesn't have to do with the episode, but like something like what are they doing up there?
I feel
That's
like
so
they were
important.
trying to make it to where, like, if you go back through, you can see what they were doing, you know? But it doesn't, execution-wise, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And that was a movie. This whole episode was a movie. It's
an
like
hour.
it's an hour and 20 minutes.
It's the longest one, and it's the most empty one in a way. It's so simple, and like I was waiting for a twist the whole time. Like what's gonna be
I also hate when
the
they...
twist?
So, for both families, they do this thing where they realize they're dead or they see them die, like the family, and the camera goes...
Yeah.
Hate it. What the hell am I looking at?
Also,
They do it for both, and I was like, let's just see the family dead.
yeah, they don't show. I don't know why they wouldn't show it.
Mhm.
But like also like when Aaron Paul goes back down and sees his family dead, they don't show any bodies, and I'm like,
They show
what
blood.
They show a lot of blood, but I'm like, did he kill both the kid? Because my question is, did he kill both of them? Did he kill the kid? I mean, the assumption is yes, he did, but like, we don't see them, so like,
But
did
there's
he
nothing
really?
more to it. It's not like this is a whole season of that. It's just
Yeah.
like,
Well, with more reason to like
all
just
dead.
give me the answers. Like, did he kill both of them?
yeah, because his whole family died and he had 2 kids, so boom, that's it for him and his family.
Doesn't make sense that again. Like,
And a dog, boy.
and a dog. Did he kill the dog? That's why.
R.I.P.
But like he goes, I mean, I get it. He's traumatized that he saw his family killed in front of him. But for him to just go down to earth, and he was so quick too. Like he went down, he did it quick. That boy went down and came back like nothing. Boom, killed, back up.
I see. So I'm sure you thought this too, but I thought he was gonna leave him outside and go down to live his life.
Yes.
Pretend that
For
he's-
as long as
That's
he could.
what I
long as
thought.
you could.
That's where I thought they were going. That's where I thought they were going.
That's what I'm saying. There was
Yeah.
so many.
I was like
Options.
I remember when he was outside and I was sitting there like with this
Yeah.
feeling in my stomach. I was like, how evil!
Dude,
oh my god!
as soon as
And then it
the
came.
wife suggested that of the other guy that you should let him use your replica, I was like, nah. Because I remember the moment when he was dancing with his wife and my boy was getting fresh. I was like, oh my
They do
God.
show that.
That was-
Like, this guy is not that guy. He's that guy, actually.
Yo.
I don't want him using my replica with my wife there. You
Yeah,
know?
so specifically in that moment with his own wife, he doesn't engage in actual intercourse, right? He just does his thing with his hands.
Mhm.
So
But they almost show you that this guy's like loose. You know,
yeah.
like, this
But
guy
I
is-
was thinking like, so that's how that works. So maybe they don't like the replica doesn't operate sexually like a normal human. So like I was thinking, what if it comes to an end where she's like the new wife is like, all right, let's go to bed. You know, let's do something. And
Yeah.
and then he's like, yeah, sure. You know, like because he can't actually like do stuff because it's a replica. I thought that.
Nah, dude. No.
Nah.
Over.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Oh, and again, what bothers me the most is the ending doesn't make sense. He comes back, and again, he's sitting there like, take a sit. We're gonna talk about what just happened.
Take a seat.
And it's like,
young Skywalker.
you just killed his family. There's nothing to talk about. You guys are gonna fight to the death.
right.
Like that's
It's like
really
it's
hurt.
not a twist.
It's not.
It's not a twist because we all knew they were going there.
Yes.
But it's almost like, well,
Why?
why end it there though? Like, well, yeah, I don't get it.
and
I
the,
don't
and the
get it.
episode did not need to be this long as well.
Nah.
An hour and 20. Like, where did that time go?
Right.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, because there's a lot of scenes where he's just down there painting and
I did think he was kind of like.
Stuff and-
I get that he was. I feel like the Aaron Paul character could have taken a little bit of a higher road, because when he comes back and he knows, what happened, he goes up to him. He's like, "You like she doesn't care about you.
she thinks you're a
Yeah.
You're a snake.
She's mine.
She's mine, not yours."
not yours.
And I get it. He's pissed, but like he could have handled that better.
Yeah,
And that's probably
but
why.
that's still good. Like even if they stayed with that and then went with
Still.
the whole like
Yeah.
he goes and takes over his life,
Yeah.
that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
That would've been perfect
At least
for
I mean, he's killing himself again. Ending doesn't make sense. He's gonna
It
kill
doesn't.
you. There's nothing to
Mia,
it.
What's happening?
There's no question. Oh yeah, let's
Yeah.
sit down. Your family died and you killed my family.
So let's agree on
Yeah.
You wanna talk
Both our
about how we
fam-
feel?
Yeah. Both our families are dead.
Yeah.
Now what?
Mine is because of you, but all right. All right.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.
This was my least favorite episode, and I thought it was gonna be my favorite. I'm an Aaron Paul
Please
fan.
excuse the neighbors.
Yeah, they're banging on that
Just wrestling upstairs
every night. Every
Every night, moving furniture, wrestling. I don't know what.
You hear that?
Hold on.
What are you doing? Don't. Stop.
Okay.
So next episode. This was my least favorite liked episode, Beyond the Sea. It was gonna be my favorite episode. I thought Aaron Paul. I like Aaron Paul. I love Breaking Bad. I think he's a great actor. I don't know why he's not in more stuff. I really like him as an actor.
I saw this tweet where it was like, please put Aaron Paul in something that he actually has a good life.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so true.
Everything he's in, he hates.
Yeah,
He's not living
Yeah,
it.
put him in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, something.
Oh, and you
Don't
guys,
even kill him there.
you guys haven't seen Breaking Bad, have you?
I know about it.
No.
Yeah, but you need to see it. By the end, you feel so bad for his character. Oh my god.
Oh, and plus
So
El
bad.
Camino, right?
And El Camino. I mean, El Camino has a good ending for him. Like what happens after Breaking Bad, but during Breaking Bad, I mean, the stuff his character goes through, like that tweet or whatever, it's true. Like he needs to play something where his character just doesn't
The
hate.
only other thing I've seen him in is that Need for Speed movie.
I haven't seen
I
that.
hated it.
Anyway, next episode, let's run through this. Macy Day.
Oh, I actually like this.
This was my second favorite, but I
Yeah.
hate the ending.
Troubled Starlet. You read it.
What's wrong there?
I don't know.
Yeah, a troubled starlet is dogged by invasive paparazzi while dealing with the consequences of a hit and run incident.
So this is my next to last episode, maybe.
This is yeah.
Yeah, this is my next to last episode. If I was ranking them, yeah.
Mhm.
And then obviously the one before, the one after this would be my third favorite.
No, I like this one mainly because when we get to the point where she was like chained up, I made the joke of like what is she, a werewolf? I literally said out loud, what is she, a werewolf?
That
and
kinda-
then and then they like break her chain and she looks up at the moon and I was like, she's a werewolf.
Bro, that caught me so off guard, bro. Like when they did that, I was like, bro, what are they doing?
What is this? What is this?
Like,
Kinda came out of nowhere.
maybe I'm slow. Like
It's kind of out of nowhere, but it's not.
it is
done-
out of nowhere.
It's not done badly though. Like I can.
Nah.
I
It
can-
was funny. Like I was
Yeah.
having a blast, bro.
Yeah, I can believe it for this episode. I'm not expecting anything
Yeah.
serious, you know.
Mhm.
So the fact that they went so left field,
Yeah, which makes this the best twist because it's the most
yeah.
see, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like it almost doesn't make any sense.
It almost was like what?
It
Oh,
does
we're here.
though because she was being experimented on, you know. And she turned into a werewolf, bro. That was
Yeah,
fun.
what?
That was
What's
funny.
up with that?
She was
Yeah.
being experimented on?
Wasn't that guy doing something to her? when
No, she was trying to
put
help
her-
her.
Well, I think that was saying like.
Oh
that,
no, she got bit by the
Yes.
with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
werewolf.
She got
That's
bit
how
by
she
the
turned.
werewolf.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
doctor,
yeah.
Apparently, in the episode, there was like that doctor deals with all the celebrities that go through.
So
Yeah,
they say that
yeah.
all the celebrities that go
Yeah.
through here are werewolves.
Yes, that's the
I don't think so.
that's the
because
commentary.
she gets bit by a
Celebrities are
random werewolf.
So Johnny
So-
Depp's a werewolf.
Obviously,
Yeah.
the whole episode you're supposed to think she's just traumatized about killing someone,
Yes.
running over somebody with a
Yeah.
car.
So the twist is
No, she ran over a werewolf. And then I mean, but even that, like when they go to when she's at the house, at the nice house, and the maid comes the next day and like everything's broken, it doesn't even look like werewolf breakage. It kind of just looks like.
How
she
do you
broke
know,
everything.
Dario? Have you seen a house has a werewolf in it?
that's true. That is a solid point.
Also, there's a lot of things I haven't seen.
Well, there's a lot of things we haven't seen, and that's one of them.
Have you
You
seen
don't
Thor?
know. You don't
Have you
know.
seen Thor? You know what a
Do you have a girlfriend, Jeff?
god of Thor would look like? God of Thor.
God of
Thunder.
Thor.
God of Thunder would look like.
You're trying.
But you can have an idea of it. You can have an idea.
What? No, there's drawings and stuff like that.
No, that's an idea. You don't know what that would look like for reals.
What?
So-
Thor?
I call
My
myself
point-
Thor when I look myself in the mirror.
Yes, sir. That's confidence, boy.
I'm Thor.
That's self confidence. You can also mean
I'm Thor.
You can also
Hey,
mean
Thor.
Thor from God of War Ragnarok, the big.
Anyway,
fat
Macy Day.
Oh, dude.
So yeah, but the one thing I did like about this episode is that they went through it from the point of view of the paparazzi.
one. Yeah.
Because a lot of the time they'll go from the point of view of the person, and the paparazzi are just like these background extras. Like you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, they're so annoying.
Yeah.
But seeing it from like the point of view of them,
Mhm.
it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and like one with a conscience, right? There's the slimy ones.
She's
that-
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the slimy ones who take all the pictures. I hated seeing that.
That's irritating, bro. Like,
Yeah. They just sit there like.
I-
Stop it. Why you put it over there?
the ones who are like, hey, tell me how you're feeling. You know, that sort
I'm
of thing.
good.
Are you a werewolf?
No.
And when you see that in real life,
Oh, the
you kind of
guy-
feel bad for the.
Jeff, did you see the guy who like ran up to her feet and went?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was one paparazzi. That was laughing.
Nah.
But no, so yeah, there's the slimy version of them, and then there's her, Zazie Beetz, who plays our main character.
She's a good actress, man.
She is. She's a good actress, and she kind of gets a conscience, you know. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do this anymore.
the
This
sole
is,
survivor.
you know. And then gets pulled back into it for, you know, bills basically. You know,
Yeah.
just got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And then is entrapped in this whole fantasy world.
Anyway, I don't have much to say about this episode. It's kind of like, man.
It was my second favorite, man, but I just hate the way it ends. Like, no, show us what happens next. Like, what did she do? Did she feel guilty and not use the pictures, or did she go through with it? Like, don't just leave me hanging like that. Like,
I think it was not left up to interpretation, but more like obvious. Maybe they thought it was more obvious than not that she did. You know, because she gives her the gun, right? She makes a choice to give her the gun to point it at
I didn't
herself.
like that. That was so messed up.
Damn, where'd that come from?
I didn't like that she.
Well, I mean,
because
yeah,
I just remembered.
it's not good what she's doing.
But she
does that, and then she goes ahead to take the picture.
Oh yeah.
And then we go to our establishing shot, and then you hear a boom, like she killed herself.
So obviously she did use the picture.
Yeah, it's more. I think it's more obvious that she did use the picture, but it's like what, how far, even with this whole traumatic event, how far are you willing to go to get the shot? You know, that sort of thing.
Every ending's so bad in this.
See, yeah.
You just
I really
me,
felt it with this one. I felt it with this one.
I didn't remember that she does like go to shoot her and then she just gives her the gun. That's so crappy. Like I get it. Technically, the werewolf, just killed all her friends and like everybody around her, but like it's not her fault. And she's like, kill me, and then she gives her the gun. Like that's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to shoot yourself than just have somebody shoot you. You know, like the kind of thing to do would be just to shoot her, you know. But she's like, no.
To put her out of her misery.
It, and I'm going to take a picture of you doing it.
Yeah, isn't
like,
that the point, though?
No.
Isn't that messed up? Yes, that's the point. That it's messed up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know,
Daryl. Have you ever killed a werewolf before?
No.
Okay.
I have.
Oh, gee.
I also dropped my phone a lot. Anyway.
You have, Jeff? What was it like?
Summer of 2016.
Anyway, let's move on to the last episode, episode 5, Demon 79. My first question, just like as we play on this, I was like, why 79? I want to know why.
It's just
the year 1979.
No, because it's in the Cold War era, and that's not 79.
Is it Cold War?
Yeah, they were talking about it on the news about their. Oh, we got nukes ready to fire. You're hitting in my knee in the right.
Sorry,
why? Reflex.
Okay.
No, it literally says it on the description. Northern England, 1979.
You messed up my reveal. I was just about to.
Sorry. People, guys, forget I said anything.
No, so George, I got something to tell you. Mm-hmm. The log line in Northern England, 1979.
79.
A meek sales assistant is told she must commit terrible acts to prevent a disaster.
So why is it called Demon 79?
Because it's
a demon.
He's a demon, and it's 1979. This show sucks.
Duh.
Wait. No, I was thinking like it's not deep. He's like number 79 out of.
It's not deep. It's not that deep.
Yeah, no.
This whole season. If you learn something from this season, it's not that deep. Like everything is like surface level of what they could have done.
Yeah.
You know, even the name of this episode.
I felt that in this episode. I thought like I liked kind of where it was, or I thought it was going throughout the whole thing, and then it goes to the end, and then I've seen this before where it's like, oh, she might be crazy, and then it turns out she's not, and she was right the whole time. And I
thought that he might be lying. Yeah. You know, obviously the whole thing is like, is he lying? Mm-hmm. You know, but I thought they were gonna do a really good like, you know, commentary of like what it takes to corrupt someone, because he says like, you know, oh, this actually bodes well for you because it has to be somebody who's good but can be corrupted. So I thought the lesson at the end was going to be like she was corrupted. Like even a nice girl like her, like she had those thoughts, right, of killing people. But then in real life, obviously she wouldn't never want to do that. And then she ends up having to kill these people. And then I thought it was going to be fake and somehow she was going to realize or some sort of twist of like, oh, she was able to be corrupted. But it didn't. I mean, she was right to try and help. Well, she was correct.
Yeah, that's the thing.
She was right. She tried at least. What kind of stupid... they set up the premise and that was what it was. There was no twist. There was no like... something good coming. It was just... It was what it was.
There was no twist. Yeah, there's no twist.
It was what it was. What it was presenting at the beginning, that's what it was. That's what you get. It's like you could have gone just one level deeper. Like you could have gone a little more.
I thought they were just gonna be like, "Yeah, you're crazy" at the end, you know, or something like that.
I mean, that's the whole thing. And even like when they realize, like, oh, it's real. Like, oh, she wasn't lying. Like right there at the end when they're interviewing her, and she's like just telling them everything, even though it sounds crazy.
What if they're like, oh, it's real, but then everybody in the office was like, kill me, you know, like,
right?
Yeah, like, do it, and then she would have been like, no, you told me, you know, I can't do this or something, and the demon's not here.
They find out it's real, or maybe they didn't even realize it because He's just
Is
like
that us?
I was up there.
Damn.
Um,
Look at that suplex upstairs.
so the fact that they go, I don't even know if the guy realized that she was telling the truth because he just go like, "Oh my god, they did it," and then they see the explosion coming and they all die. So like, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the
This
point, bro?
that episode was like you said, just straightforward. There's no twist.
And it's not
It's
even.
probably my least favorite one, to be
It's
honest.
not even written well. It's not even like if you take this out of Black Mirror, it's a good episode. It's not. It would have been if the ending was different, but the ending is exactly what you expect, and less. I was gonna say and then some. No, and less.
Unless
It's
To a
not,
T.
to a T. It's not. It's not made well.
also like he's a demon. Why would
Yeah.
they portray a demon like as a nice guy? Because his whole premise, right, to corrupt somebody is like we have to do this or else everybody dies.
Yeah, or the world ends.
Or the world ends.
Mhm.
So like you want the world to end. So obviously you're thinking that he's a demon, so he's obviously just using that to trick her. But turns out no, he was actually trying to save humanity and himself. He's selfish as well. He didn't want to go into the void.
Yeah,
But at the end he was telling the truth the whole time. What kind of demon is that?
what kind of demon is that?
He's honest.
I don't know. Have
He's
you met a
trying to
demon
help.
before, Jeff? Dara? Both of you.
Yes, I think we all know what a demon is supposed to be. Don't try
Black
to.
guy with an afro,
Yes.
looking like the guy from Boney M.
I think that was the only interesting aspect.
I'm sorry.
That was probably the most interesting aspect is that
He was.
he looks like a freaking monster. So
Yeah.
they use something that they established before she likes visually, and they made him that. So at least they pay that off. But
Yeah, I feel like they had it all figured out, and then when it came to the ending, they were just like, I don't know, just whatever. Like they had it all.
Yeah.
bro, were the writers on strike when they wrote all this?
Bro.
Because,
No,
Bruh.
This has
man,
to do
dude, what's
No.
going on?
Yeah, this was, I mean,
with-
last season 5, wasn't super strong either. Only had 3 episodes. But those episodes were better than this. You remember, like, the episode with Anthony Mackie?
Oh yeah, striking vipers.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah.
Like, they're in a
never
video
forget
game.
that.
And
I mean,
that's I think that's
That's the
because
one
Black
with-
Mirror.
with Black Manta. So I saw the thumbnail for this, and it's the demon, right, with the afro.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's Black Manta. Like it looks like the actor
Oh, yeah.
from Aquaman. But then
Mhm.
I just realized that's where I see it.
Yeah, the one with Miley Cyrus. So, the last thing I want to say about Black Mirror, first of all, the last 2 seasons that came out were probably the weakest, but this one especially. The last season wasn't that bad. The most disappointing is that it's only 3 episodes, but they're pretty long. But it wasn't that great either. When I found Black Mirror, it was like this nice British show. You heard me say this already a couple times. It was like this. It felt like this other show, right? British show.
Why is this like a personal attachment to you?
Because it was cool. It was like a cool, nice little show. It felt like a little show who was just being super creative.
Mhm.
You know, it wasn't like being messed by like a big studio or anything. They were just making cool things. You know, cool episodes. Like felt like a writer's room coming up with cool concept and like making episodes. Then it got super popular. It felt like somehow like the creative heads came to the States, or maybe I don't know, something in the creative aspect, the writers changed. And now they started putting famous people in it, like recognizable people, and kind of dumbing it down because they need to make another season. You know?
And would you say that it's become a valuable asset to them? So maybe they're afraid to take a risk and do creative things with it.
But Black
No,
Mirror is that
'cause
show where you take risks.
They're
No. But from the point of view of the executives, do you think that they see it now? Because when it wasn't popular, like you said, nobody cared.
Nobody
But
cares.
now the executives know that it's popular, so we got to take care of it. So we can't take risks on it. Do you think that's how they feel?
I think because all of these episodes, they have that seed of risk. Like you could go far with this, but they don't even like breach the surface. They get there. They have the idea,
Mhm.
but it's like, no, we're gonna stay safe.
Yeah.
You know.
And like every single season had like an episode that was a dud. You know, every season had a dud. I
Yeah.
felt like
Every show has,
every show has a, especially this, but Black Mirror, every season
except for
had a dud.
Arcane. Arcane is perfect. 10 out of
Yeah,
10.
that's true. But
And
Black Mirror, every season had a dud or something. But like I said, I felt this change.
Mm.
Like when it was like this show, like I said, this little show that were they were just making cool things and going out, thinking outside the box, to where somehow now it's became popular. They're making seasons more rapidly. Like seasons, years between seasons, it was like long, you know.
Well,
And it
yeah,
felt like
the-
okay, but at least it's worth it. They're like working on it and like making something unique. Now it's like
But yeah, last season was we lived. That was like 5 years ago.
it was in 2019. I was looking at it, so
Yeah.
like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. That was still a long time,
Mhm.
but yeah, it changed.
It
yeah,
feels-
that seems to be a thing, man. And I said that to say, and I was hoping you would just give me a yes, so I can drive the point that I was trying to make. That, and I've said this before, that you see that in other things, and especially in the comic book world, where all these heads over there, they do. And I always use the example of Spider-Man, the comic books. To them, that's like their Mickey Mouse. That's like their prized possession. So they never want to do anything fun or risky with it, creative. They just want to keep him in this little box and, oh, be careful, don't break him. You know, and that's why it suffers. There's not good stories. But when you see other characters like Daredevil, they don't care as much. So that's why you see good stories from that. But yeah, man, it sucks that executives and the heads and the investors, they seem to be getting in the way. Like you were seeing that with Marvel too, the MCU. Like
Yeah.
and now with this, it's like,
happening.
man, like
I've known
let the creative people do the work,
Yeah.
man. Like
No.
step back.
from my young years when WB would destroy DC. I'd be sitting there like, what's happening right now?
Honestly, and Black Mirror had a lot of actors that went on to become very famous. You know, the guy from
Chicken.
no,
Yeah.
the guy from Game of Thrones in that Shut Up and Dance, but also like the guy from the Jordan Peele movie Get Out.
Oh
The
yeah,
guy from Get Out.
David Kaluuya.
Yeah, Kaluuya. Yeah. He's in Marvel now too. He
That
started
episode was so good, man.
so good. He started in Black Mirror. The girl, I feel like maybe this wasn't her first big thing, but like the girl from Jurassic World. She's in that
Dallas Howard.
Dallas Howard. Yeah, she's in one
What?
of my favorite.
She's been famous.
Oh yeah,
Forever
yeah,
ago.
yeah,
But
yeah.
before Black Mirror, or-
Yeah, she's Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, she was Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3.
She's also
Oh yeah. But she
Daughter.
wasn't. But she wasn't that recognizable.
no,
like-
not recognizable. But
She
she's
wasn't that
also the
famous.
daughter of like one of the most famous filmmakers out there.
That's true. But I saw her first there. I feel like that's. I don't know. I felt like the biggest thing she was.
That was way out.
Oh, was it? I don't know. But she was in that episode, and literally one of my favorite episodes of Black Mirror is her episode.
Yeah.
And there are a few other people who appeared like way back in the day, like they were unknown back then, and now they're like because they would literally look for good actors, like not known actors, good actors. And now it's like you got Miley Cyrus in an episode.
Hold on, but can I just
Wait,
say
no. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. It just feels.
I
it
love
feels-
I love Salma Hayek in her episode. Like every time she would say something, bro, I would start cracking up. And she was so funny. She was the person, the right
Yeah.
person for that
That-
episode.
that
bro.
Yeah, I was gonna. That leads me to my thing. I don't think it's the actors. I think it's just the executives and the writers and things like that.
Well, that-
like for this season specifically, they have good ideas. They just don't know what to do with them.
But what I'm saying that it feels like before it was a show, so they would just look for the right actors for the part, rather than now it's like, oh, it's this popular thing. Let's try to make
Yeah,
it more
yeah.
popular. How do you do that? Put people who we recognize.
Once it's
different.
mainstream, yeah.
different,
Once it
like-
goes mainstream,
Yeah, it just feels. I'm not
But
saying that it's bad that the actors are bad. I'm saying like it feels like an executive decision to put actors who are recognizable because they're trying to make this the next Stranger Things or whatever, like as popular as
Yeah,
Stranger
like
Things.
like you think that's just one of the
It's just-
many decisions.
Yeah, it's one of the
to make it-
consequences.
Yeah, to make it like
more
known.
right, more appealable.
Yeah, more
rather
appealing.
than like just focus on the show, on the story you're trying to tell, and get the best actors to tell that story, rather than like pull Anthony Mackie, again, I don't have anything against these people. I'm just saying it feels like they're trying to make it popular and like I don't know. It feels wrong just to like let's put this
Well, that's the
famous
same
person.
thing. It's the same thing with the MCU. Now they're trying to get all these known actors when in the beginning they went with Robert Downey Jr. Thor was unknown, Loki, like, and I wish they would stick to that. Like, don't worry about getting all these famous people. Like, get like you said, get good actors. You know.
And
And
that's
also,
it.
it ruins the financial department too, because you're paying for these big old names. It's gonna ruin you down the line.
You want to pay Michael Keaton instead of paying for good CGI to make your movie look good. But you know what? You know what? I'm in the minority here, bro. Whatever, man. What do I know? What do I know?
Yeah, Jeff. What do you know?
What do you know?
What do you even
Nothing
know,
is
bro?
what you know. Yeah, drink.
I'll
your
keep
water.
looking for them eyebrows. That's what I'm gonna do.
Anyway.
I think we're all still looking for them eyebrows.
Are we ready?
Really.
Any last words? Can we end the episode?
Yeah. By the way, Extraction 2 is a great movie. We should.
You heard it
we
here
should watch
first.
that.
You
I
heard
gotta watch
here.
it. I gotta
It's
watch
It's
it.
on Netflix, which is why I bring it up. And it's awesome.
Yeah, I gotta watch it still. I need to watch it.
To end on a high note.
Take it
Anyways, so that's it for today. Thanks for coming. I forgot how we ended. I'm having a brain fart right now. I'm having a brain fart.
Okay.
So let's keep going. Thank you for watching the Slate podcast. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, on YouTube. Subscribe, like,
Don't literally
comment.
follow us. That'd be weird.
Don't, but please comment and get us out. We need this to be spread. We're having a lot of fun making this show. So thank you to all the people that watch. You know, even if it's not a lot of people, thank you. You're seeing the origins
Thank you.
of this.
You're a kind audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And God.